Somebody told me that if you boil greasy parts in lemon juice and water, that cleans them up really good. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to find out here. I already got my pot. It's warming up. I got another pot. I brought some warm water from the house so we don't have to start over. I'm actually going to set the camera down before I dump that. Sorry about the lighting. It's getting dark. So, not really sure how much lemon juice I'm supposed to use for this. Somebody told me about this, and I think there's a couple videos on YouTube, but I didn't really check them out, so we're just gonna add it all. All right, I'm gonna go get my carburetor. We're gonna stick it in there. We're gonna boil it for a little while and see what happens. Okay, so I got this. You can't even see that. There we go. Dirty, nasty, greasy carburetor. This is from the Farmall. It's just covered in dirt and grease. So we're gonna throw it in that boiling lime juice and see what happens. Oh, look at that. We'll add a little bit more water to this, just so it's just covered. We'll leave that boil for a little while and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna go feed the pigs and we'll check back in a little bit. All right, let's go look at that carburetor, see what we got. It's been in there for about an hour now. Just full disclosure, I did take it out a little while ago and kind of tried to rub off a lot of the gunk and stuff that it was loose. I mean, it's definitely an improvement, but it definitely could improve some more. I'd like it to be more just the standard gray metal color like it comes. All in all, I'm not too dissatisfied. I do need to take it inside. I'll rub it or scrub it down with a brush and maybe throw a little carb cleaner on it. We'll see what it looks like after that. I'm not gonna lie. Brought that out here. A little bit of carb cleaner and some elbow grease, and actually cleaned up really good. Got a little bit of work to do on the gasket surface, but yeah, we'll get that when we rebuild it. So maybe there is some to that lemon juice stuff. All right, I'm gonna start in on this carburetor. It actually cleaned up pretty well. I've already got it broken in half. And have the top part tore apart. Got all my pieces and parts laid out. The rebuild kit came with these, but we ain't gonna use them. Instructions are for if you run into problems. They're only suggestions. So I did actually run into a slight issue. This little screw right here, she snapped off. So have to figure out how to drill that out. So we're going to set this top piece aside and work on the bottom. I'll just sit you right there while I go to town on this stuff. The way I do things is I usually take it out one piece at a time and put the next piece in. That way I don't lose track of what I have and where things go. Set that Venturi off to the side. Here we go. directions go? It does not say if this is directional or not, but it's got an arrow on it. It doesn't say what direction it's supposed to point. That would be helpful. It only took 20 minutes. Do it slow, but do it right. Let that little ball go now. Oh, you can't put the ball in when you got that plate in. So we get to do this all over again. Heck yeah, man. Gotta have a ball in there. Talk about this little ball that goes in there. Well, I'm out of light and patience, so we're gonna have to finish this up on another day. I think I've stripped another jet. These little brass fittings just don't do well with corrosion on them, so it takes a little work. So, to be continued. Well, I got the carburetor all rebuilt. Sorry I didn't bring you guys along, but things were breaking, snapping off in there, being that it sat for God knows how many years, and the fact that I boiled it and lemon juice may have not helped. There's a tiny little jet in there that it snapped right off. Had a couple other screws snapped off, so I got frustrated. Some words were said, some things were thrown, but I did manage to get everything out. I had to do some machine work on it, a few very tiny drills and little taps that, of course, I don't have and nobody I know does, so I had to go purchase a few things. But we did get it rebuilt. I got on a streak there, was getting things done, just kept moving, didn't record it, so my apologies for that. Somebody coming to sandblast some parts for us here. The battery box, a couple of fenders, and this gas tank. He's got a mobile blasting operation. I was hoping to get him here last week, but just the weather didn't cooperate, so we didn't get to that. So I'm hoping now to get a couple of these smaller things off this gauge, bracket, air cleaner, get that off, start wire wheeling that, seeing if we can't get it cleaned up. Maybe a few other things, the light bar. Just get it cleaned up and start spray painting. So we'll see where we get with this today. This right here is full of oil, so I got an oil pan on the ground, drain it into the air cleaner. Just pop that off. Well, it should be full of oil. Oh, it is. full of milkshake. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Honestly, it's probably getting some moisture blown into the screen. Goes down this tube into that oil. It's fine. Oil itself, water never actually made it into the engine, so I'm not at all this bit concerned. Okay, apparently that comes off when the entire thing comes off.
Which with any luck will be right now.
You would think the front would be the same size as the back, but it's not. It makes it really easy. I got like 4 projects going on right now, and tools strung out everywhere, so one of these times you guys just might be watching me clean up all my tools and get them all to one central location so I can actually find stuff. There she is. Spray her all down with some carb cleaner. Give her the old wire wheel. She got some dents and dings in her, but that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. You probably want to take this oil fitting off the back of the wire wheel, being that it's copper. We'll probably just destroy it, and we don't want that to happen. So, I keep the bolts with it. Put this off to the I just had a thought. I probably want to pop this oil line off before I go and take this whole assembly off and break something. What I'm looking at is, I thought this might be slotted and slide right over top of this steering shaft, but it's not. So this whole shaft has to come out. Not really sure how that happens. So, I mean, I definitely got to separate it at that joint right here. I've already got that bolt loosened up. This collar will have to slide down, and it's being held on by 2 set screws. Allen head. I shot him with a little bit of PV blaster, hoping for the best, but I ain't gonna get my hopes up that I'm not gonna strip these out before I get them off. So we'll let that soak for a little bit, see what happens. While I'm up here, I'm just going to squirt these guys with a little bit of PB, just so they start loosening up a little bit maybe, and they'll be ready to go when I am ready to take them off, which is going to be here in not too much longer. The reason this is such a pain in the butt is because every one of these has a little castle nut on it. And between the dirt and the cotter pin in there and the fact that every one is a different angle, this sucks. And I'm willing to bet it's not going to help my situation. I'm still going to need an Allen wrench, but we'll find out. Well, I'm running out of battery in daylight, so I'm going to call it quits for right now. I got some other stuff I got to do anyway. Trying to get this drive shaft off, the steering shaft, and obviously not going as planned. I ended up breaking apart this universal joint, all in trying to get these gauges off. There was a bracket here. I took that off. It's laying on the ground. More parts to clean up. This big piece right here, there's 4 bolts I got to remove. I'm going to go ahead and do those off camera. It's not a big deal. They're just 5/8 bolts underneath here. And try and pop this whole thing off, pop it forward. I wanted to take that off and spray it anyway, get it cleaned up, because as soon as the gas tank is sandblasted and painted, we are going to go ahead and remount it. So I want this cleaned up and painted before we do that. So I'm going to pop this off, go in, charge the battery, feed the animals, and we'll be back at it again soon.